My brother ruined my wedding cake, so I cut him off forever. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new stories. I used to think weddings were about unity. That one magical day where family sets aside old grudges and stands together like pillars holding up the same roof. I was wrong. The morning of my wedding was crisp, sunlight bending through the window like warm ribbons. Our venue, an old converted greenhouse on the edge of town, smelled faintly of roses and lemon polish. The air was buzzing with soft laughter, camera shutters, the distant whine of a violin tuning, and then there was my brother, Leo, 25. My younger brother by 3 years, and yet somehow forever the center of gravity in our family. If drama was a planet, Leo was its sun. He had that charming grin, the kind that made strangers want to forgive him for everything. Unpaid debts, forgotten birthdays, wrecked cars. My parents always forgave him. They always asked me to forgive him too. I had. Again and again, when Dad lost his job, it was me who paid the mortgage, while Leo chased a music career across Europe. When Mum's health wavered, it was me who took her to every doctor, every test, while Leo sent occasional texts with heart emojis. I told myself this was just how families worked. Some people give more, some people take more. It balances out, but that morning, as the florist pinned the last ivory rose on my lapel, something inside me had already started to crack. The cake stood like a monument to everything I'd fought for. 4 tiers, each hand-painted with gold filigree, sugar orchids cascading down the sides like frozen fireworks. It had cost more than my first car, $5,600. Too much maybe, but after years of cleaning up Leo's messes, I wanted one thing that was just mine. Then the door swung open and Leo walked in. Late, of course. Hair still wet, shirt half buttoned, sunglasses perched on his head like a crown. He smelled of expensive cologne and recklessness. He didn't greet anyone, didn't hug me, didn't even look at my bride, Nora. He sauntered straight to the cake table and leaned on it. I swear I saw it happen in slow motion. The wobble, the tilt, the long, awful silence before gravity claimed everything. The cake collapsed like a cathedral imploding. Fondant and sugar flowers sprayed the floor. The top tier landed upside down in Nora's lap. Gasps, screams, and then Leo's laugh. Just one word tossed like a grenade. Oops. Dad was at my side in an instant. Hey, he murmured, calm, like I was an unstable bomb. You know how he gets when things don't go his way. Not an apology, not accountability. USD another excuse. I didn't reply. I couldn't. I stood staring at the ruins of the one perfect thing I'd let myself want. Later, in the bathroom, Nora and I tried blotting her dress with damp towels. Her voice shook. He did that on purpose, didn't he? I met her eyes in the mirror. He asked me for money. For a house deposit. Her brow furrowed. How much? $98,000. She didn't say anything. She didn't have to. I'd told Leo no, and he'd made sure everyone noticed. After the reception limped to its awkward end, I sat alone at my desk, tie loosened, watching the cursor blink on my screen. A folder sat there, Leo help, inside, CO signed loan papers. Years of bank transfers. $18,000 sitting untouched, ready to bail him out. Again. I didn't feel angry. I felt done. I closed the account, unlinked my name from his loans, deleted my signature from everything. For the first time in my life, I chose not to rescue him. The messages began before sunrise. What the hell? Did you pull your name from my loan? Dad, this must be a misunderstanding. Let's talk. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was the first time I'd said no without immediately offering a softer word after it, and in the quiet that followed, I heard the ghost of the boy. I used to be 12 years old, punished for not handing Leo my bike, taught that silence meant agreement, taught that being the good son meant sacrificing without question. But that cake, that wasn't clumsiness. It was a message, and this time I sent one back. By Friday, Leo had turned the internet into his army. A teary video, shaky camera, captioned when your own brother sabotages your future because he can't stand to see you win. 500,000 views in 2 days. Strangers calling me cruel. Jealous, they didn't know he'd never gone without because I had always been the one quietly paying the bills he couldn't. I didn't defend myself. I didn't post. Instead, I opened my other folder, receipts, screenshots, bank logs, emails. 5 years of quiet rescues, each labeled and dated. I sent one single email to his realtor. I am no longer financially connected to Leo. Attached, documentation. No threats, just facts. Then I turned off my phone and slept 8 hours straight for the first time in years. The reset brunch was Dad's idea. Fresh coffee, sunlight, everyone pretending nothing had happened. Halfway through his pancakes, Dad sighed. We've all made mistakes. Maybe it's time to forgive? I set down my fork. Sure, I said. Let's talk about mistakes. Silence. Let's talk about destroying a wedding cake because you didn't get $98,000. Let's talk about inventing a sob story for clicks. Leo rolled his eyes. You're still hung up on that? No, I said. I'm done being hung up. I'm done being the villain in your story just because I wouldn't bankroll it. Nora's hand found mine under the table. We stood. We walked out. No one followed. That was my answer. A week later, Nora and I moved into a small brick house outside the city. Quiet street. No buzzing group chats. No guilt dripping from the walls. Just us. While unpacking, I found a shoebox of old letters from Leo drawings, thank yous, silly childhood secrets. I sat on the floor, reading under a lamp, and for the first time I let myself grieve. Not for the cake, not for the house, for the brother I used to know before entitlement rewrote the way he saw me. I cried. Then I shredded the letters and took out the trash. Because some things aren't meant to be carried forever. Cutting my name from his life wasn't revenge.it, wasn't anger.it, was a boundary drawn sharp, without apology. The moment I finally chose myself. And maybe that's what strength really is, not holding everyone up, not fixing what they break, just standing up, quietly, and walking away.